Hi friends, in our last class we discussed future indefinite, future continuous and future perfect. Today we are going to discuss future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous. Before knowing the structure, I want to recall present perfect continuous have, has, been, ing form. Past perfect continuous had, been, ing form. And in future perfect continuous we have to use shall or will, have, been, ing form and object. A little lengthy structure. Subject, shall or will, have been, ing form, object. The structure of present perfect continuous is have been, ing form. Past perfect continuous is had been, ing form. Future perfect continuous, for future we have to use shall or will. Shall is only for I and we, will is for all the others. And along with this, we cannot use the other be form, have only. When we use have, V3 is to be used. So be third form is been. And in perfect continuous tense, particularly ing form is to be used. So it is a little lengthy structure. For example, I shall have been learning music. We take any other for second and third persons. You will have been doing your works. This structure is used only for the actions expecting to continue for a long time in future, and future itself is indefinite. We don't know what happens after a few days or a few months. Even though it is not sure of happening, just we assume, just we think of. Whatever the actions we think of continuing for a long time in future, then only we can use future perfect continuous. With this, we completed the basic structures, tenses and subtenses, 3 tenses, present, past and future. And in past, future, present, whatever it is, we have 4 subtenses. They are known as indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So in present 4, past 4 and future 4. On the whole we have 12 structures, but usually we don't use all these 12 structures. A few structures can be avoided. I explained you all these structures to make you have a clear idea about the tenses and subtenses and how the verb forms are used in a systematic way. But usually we have only 8 structures which are used while writing and speaking. I make you have a clear idea what are those 8 structures. Whatever the work we want to do after a few days, tomorrow, or after a few hours, after a few weeks, that is what do we say, future. So let us start with that. Future indefinite. Thinking of future, thinking of doing something after a few days. For this we use future indefinite. What is the structure of future indefinite? Subject, shall, will, V1 and object. When do we use this? We use this for the actions which we expect to do after a few hours or days or weeks. I shall come to you. next Sunday. This is only anticipation, just thinking of. In the same way, I told you, shall is used only for I and we, and will is used for all the others. So we can't write all the sentences, first person, second person, third person. Just I am giving you an example. They will go out tomorrow. So in this way we use future indefinite. Whatever the things we want to do after some time, we use future indefinite. Then coming to second one, present indefinite. Present indefinite is used very frequently. Just before what we are going to do, we can use. What is the structure? V1 is to be used. V1 is to be used for singulars, third person singulars except I and you. For singulars, we have to add S or ES at the end of verb first form. So I explain a new topic in the next class. She come, won't be, she comes now. So just before what we are going to do, we can use this present indefinite, and the most important thing you have to remember, and where we happen to do many mistakes, that is if present indefinite is used for the actions usual, general, habitual. Just before doing we can use just before doing only. There is slight difference. I shall come to you, I come to you. I shall come to you, it's after a few hours or days. I come to you now, immediately. Just after some time. And for all the usual general habitual actions, whatever the works we do every day from morning to evening, we have to use only this tense. We cannot say, I go to temple every day, we have to say. I am going to temple every day is not the right way of speaking. I am going to school every day, I cannot say. It's wrong usage. I go to school. So whatever the actions, I go to bed at 10 o'clock. But today I am going to bed. It is a different usage. But actually we have to use present indefinite for the usual general habitual actions or just before doing any work. Then third one, present continuous. This is used for the actions continuing now, started, and going on now. Now what are the things going on? For that only we have to use this structure. So actions continuing at present. For that we have to use actions continuing now. I am writing something on the board. You are watching. I am speaking to you. You are listening to me. These are the things going on at present, continuing. That is why we can use this. Next, fourth. Present perfect. This is used for the actions just before completed. Actions completed just before. Just before what are the works completed, for that only, then only we have to use present perfect tense. So you see, first I told you future indefinite, thinking of doing after some time. Then second, present indefinite, just before doing. Then these are the stages in every action what we do. Then just before doing, present indefinite, started doing and it's going on. Then present continuous. Then immediately after completion, present perfect. Present perfect continuous. The structure is have, subject have, has, been, informed, and object. This is used for the actions continuing for a long time, started before only, in past only, and still it is going on, still it is continuing. If at all anyone is asking what are you doing, I am speaking, I am explaining, I am telling something like that, I can say because it is going on now at present. What are you doing? Someone asks. What are you? What is the work you are doing? Then I have to say, I have been working. I am working is not applicable here because it is the tense used for only the actions going on at present. But it happened before also, it happens tomorrow also, after a few days also, before a few days also it happened. So it's a long process. Any action which is going on continuously for a long time, we have to use I have been informed. So I can't say I am working as a principal of a school like that. I have been, because it is going on years together, then I have been working as a principal of a school. Then, for the actions, the use is for the actions continuing for a long time. Here we have to remember an important thing. Most of us make a mistake. So you see here, I give an example. I am working as a teacher. I have been working as a teacher since here the difference is to be noted clearly. I am working as a teacher at present only, but it is not the thing about me or about any action continuing for a long period. For that I have to say, I can't say I am working. People think that now only I am doing like this, before I did not and afterwards I won't. So we should be very particular for the actions continuing for a long time. We have to use I have been working as a teacher. She has been working in an office. The person has been doing a sort of business. When we use this, we should remember that we have to specify time, and exact time is there. We have to use since. We have very general habit of using from. I can't say I have been working as a teacher from 1983. When we use this have been informed, you have to remember, please remember that since is to be used when since is there. From is not to be used when since is there. Exact time is to use. If we don't know the exact time, in place of for is since, we have to use for. So I give an example for that also. This is the difference you have to find out. I have been teaching English from 1983. This is just a translation of a sentence from Telugu to English, and from is not to be used at all when we use have been informed. When we use have been informed, we should not use from. Instead of from, we have to use since. That is why I rounded it off. We have to use since. From is not to be used. Since is used when we say exact time, 1983 I said. When we don't mention exact time, I have been teaching English since 37 years, I should not say. I have been teaching English from 37 years, I should not say. From is not to be used, and since is not to be used. Since is used only when the exact time is mentioned. Otherwise, we have to use for. I have been teaching English for 37 years. This is correct, not from. This is a clarification I wanted to tell you about present perfect continuous and the usage of since, for in place of from. We continue in our next class. Have a nice time. Thank you.